Okay, folks, this is Mr. Walsh, your driver education instructor, and this is the review for Lesson 5 quiz. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. So we need to make, we have some bonus questions right here in this commentary drive. Bonus question number 1 is, at what part in the video do I comment on decelerating by taking my foot off the brake pedal? At 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. And at what part in the video do I comment on creeping up after making a full stop at a stop sign? Okay, so let's go right to our commentary drive here. I've got it right up on YouTube. And we're looking for when do I comment on taking my foot off the brake pedal. By the way, I'm just going to make sure that this goes into Lesson 5 now. There we go. All right. And get this out of the way so we can see our minutes. Here we go.
Going up the hill, so my center vision is only a couple seconds ahead of me. So I'm staying in the C position here as I went over the hill, just in case there was something on the other side. Now I've got this long straightaway. My center vision is all the way up at that car in front of me, targeting that car to stay straight. And I'm using my French vision to get the big picture. Okay? I'm aiming high, keeping a lookout for any type of hazard that might be presenting itself. The road conditions are very, very nice. I do have some sun over towards the left, so I have my sunglasses, ready. Right now they're up, but I'll put them back on my head if the sun presents a problem. And I can see there's a warning sign coming up. I can see here again, and so I have had my foot off the accelerator, and I'm pretty much coasting to the stop sign. A little bit on the accelerator just to get me there.
Okay, foot off the accelerator right at one minute.
Now I'm using my brake, and I'm gently braking, and I'm going to be taking a...
Let's take a stop here. Let's fill that one in. All right, so I know a lot of people did not put the right answer in for that. Or I didn't put the right answer in for that. Should be 1 minute, guys. Should be 1 minute. Okay, it says right at 1 minute. Very good. Okay, there we are. Okay, so the next question is, at what part in the video do I comment on creeping up after making a full stop at the stop sign? Okay, so let's continue.
Right turn. Now, there's no line here, so I'm going to stop before the stop sign, up to a complete stop, and look over my left-hand shoulder. There's nothing coming, nothing entering. Looking around for any pedestrians. Not likely in an intersection like that. Roll through my turn. And I have another warning sign right here with a speed limit recommendation. And another stop sign coming up around this blind turn. I'm looking around the turn, looking to see what's coming at me. Kind of managing the traffic, getting it to see. It's kind of tight in here, right? That guy overturned. You saw that coming into this intersection. So now I'm going to be a little cautious as I come here. I'm going to make a full stop before the stop sign. And I'm going to creep up.
There you go.
Take a look over my right shoulder so I know there's nothing coming. Nothing there. Looking at my turn. Okay, and here
Okay, I would say the creeping up part started it was around at 2:20. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so we should have 2:30 as our answer for this one, and in fact, I'm going to make my little rectangle here. So it should be 2:30 should be our answer for that, and 1 o'clock should be our answer for this one. If I got them wrong, please make a comment on, and I will switch them. I don't want to. Well, I'll take a look right now. Maybe I can do that. Let's go back to this part right here. Just make sure I got this correct. Ooh, yeah, 1 o'clock. Okay, it should be at 2:30. Okay, it should be this one right here. So let's switch it right now. All right. Okay, that's probably going to mess up a grade or two, but I'm going to give everyone 5 points for that one. Okay. Let us continue. Okay, when reversing, which of the following is not true? So when we're reversing, which of the following is not true? The vehicle will go in the direction that you steer from the top of the steering wheel. That is true. Okay, so we don't want that one. Use both the accelerator and brake when reversing the vehicle with an automatic transmission. That is the one that is not true. We do not use the brake. Okay. All right, so without further ado, it should be number 2, and I'm just going to tap on it, make sure that's correct. Yep, very good. So number 2 is the one that is the one that is not correct here. That's the answer. Okay, so we need to watch this video here to answer the question below. Okay, so let's go to this video, and this is about right turns. So where can we find this video if we can't just follow the link? I should be able to follow just the link, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on right now with all that stuff. So where can we go? We go right into our videos. So we'll go right to lesson 5 video. And we're looking for the turns somewhere towards the bottom. There we are.
All right, friends, so I'm going to show you how to make a left turn. So when you're making a left turn, you want to make sure that your left shoulder is aligned with the curb. You see the curb there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate, and then I'm going to line up my shoulder. So that's how forward you need to go. So your left shoulder is kind of in line with the curb, and that is when I'm going to turn. So when you turn the wheel, this is the way you want to turn. So you go like this. You go 1, 2, 3. You hold it there. You push the gas. See how it's bringing you in the lane, and then you let go of the wheel, and you stay in your lane. That way, you're not overturning or you're not underturning. Now, I want to show you how to turn the wheel when you're turning, when you're doing left or right turns. So a lot of times people do this, right? This is the method they use to turn. But this is something I would not recommend because, in 3-point turns, when you're doing this, it takes forever for you to make the turn. And so my favorite way is hand over hand. I know in some books and in some videos, or rather in some countries, hand over hand is not allowed. And that is why they recommend this thing. But in Canada, hand over hand is very much allowed, and it's a very efficient way of turning the steering wheel. So this is the way you want to turn. So you go hand over hand like this, and you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like this. So that's the way you want to turn. So you want to practice it a little bit if you're not used to this, if you've been using this way of turning the wheel, shuffling the wheel. So now for a turn, what I want to tell you is you want to hold the wheel in 9-3 position. And when you want to turn left, you want to go this way. So you go from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You stop here. And then this hand goes to 12. And you bring it to 9 here. Now, I know that was a lot of numbers. And it might be difficult for you to remember. So what you want to do is, let me show it to you again. So you go half a circle like this, and then a quarter circle. That's that. Half a circle and a quarter circle, and you come back to the 9 position, and you hold it there for some time, and then you ease off. So when I say ease off, I mean to say that you want to let go of the wheel slightly. But the thing is, you don't want to take your hands off the wheel. Sometimes some students would take their hands off the wheel, but no,
you don't want to lose control of the wheel, so you will ease off and let the wheel slightly straight, let the wheel straighten out in your hands. Let me show it to you. Now watch this. I've already turned the wheel, and when I give gas, it's going to try to straighten out. You see? There you go. There you go. So that's the way it is, right? So when you accelerate, the wheel is going to straighten out. Another important thing I want to tell you about the wheel is that, see, the wheel doesn't turn if the car is not moving. Now, I've turned the wheel and I've stopped the car, but the wheel is not turning. The moment I take my foot off the gas, the wheel is going to start to straighten out. It's going to attempt to straighten out, and it's going to stop when it's straight. Watch this. See, it's not turning anymore. The wheel is designed in such a way, it's engineered in such a way that it will want to straighten out and stop when it is straight. So that is why. That is what you're going to use, right? You're not going to make efforts to try to straighten it out with your hands. That is why I love the easing off the wheel technique, because it allows the wheel to straighten out by itself. So when you're turning, what you want to do is that you want to accelerate a little bit. Hey, when I say the wheel turns when the car is moving, I also mean to say that the wheel moves faster when the car is moving faster. If you want the wheel to straighten out faster, you must accelerate a little bit. So let me show you how it works when we turn. Now watch this. So I'm going to go half a circle and then quarter. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to accelerate. I'm going to accelerate and I'm going to ease off now while I'm accelerating. At the same time, I was accelerating gently. You don't want to push the gas too hard. This can get tricky. Usually when someone is learning to drive, turns is what makes people nervous. So what they would do is they would hold the wheel and they would go like this and they would start going into the oncoming traffic.
Right, that's oversteering.
They want to hold the wheel as a crutch, right? So they need support. And because of fear, they don't want to let go of the wheel. But you want to let go of the wheel so that it can straighten out and the car can go in the direction
very good point.
It wants to go.
Okay, so and we had a situation there. That's too bad. But let's go right to our question. There was that situation. We had a car parked on the side of the road, and we had an oncoming car coming in the opposite lane. Okay. Number 2, watch the video and consider the lecture from lesson 5. When doing hand-over-hand turning, which of the following is not true? The steering wheel will straighten itself out if you loosen your grip and the car is accelerating. That is true. The steering wheel will not straighten itself out if the car is stopped. That is true. The best practice is palming the wheel. All right, palming the wheel is something we never want to do, and that's when you're using a one-handed steering maneuver. So we do not encourage that, and that is not true. That doesn't have anything to do with hand over hand. All right, let's just make sure our answer is the same. Correct. Okay, so here we go. Let's move on. Okay, watch this video to answer the question below. This is no U-turns, right? So this picture is for a U-turn at an intersection on an intermediate road. Watch video 5, video U-turns, and consider the notes from residential U-turns from lecture 5. When performing a U-turn, which of the following is not true? I'm going to let you watch the video on your own, okay? Okay, what is not true about performing U-turns in a residential area? 1, signal your intention before you pull way over to the right curb. That is something we do. Use smog as you turn out to the left. That is true. Cross the double yellow line, smooth and steady. We'll see about that. The double yellow makes me think. And only use the brake to control movement until your maneuver is complete. Good. Okay, so this double yellow line was the thing that had me hung up. Okay, why? Because if you recall from our lecture, we don't want you making U-turns in places where there's heavy traffic. Okay, a double yellow line means that either the traffic is too fast or there's too much volume of it to perform a U-turn in this type of place. Okay, so same thing. We don't want people passing in a place where there's double yellow lines. Okay, so that's the part that we. So also, guys, think about this in a residential neighborhood. There's going to be intermediate roads going through a residential neighborhood, and they will have a double yellow line. But when we talk about making U-turns in a residential neighborhood, we're talking about those wide streets where there's actually no center line at all. Usually, that's where we want you to make those U-turns. Okay. So let's just make sure we have our answer in the correct place. Yep, very good. So that's our answer. Let's move along. Number 4, consider the notes for U-turns on the intermediate. So now we're on intermediate and commercial roads. Okay. From the lecture in lesson number 5. When performing a U-turn, all the following are true except, okay, 1, signal your intentions and get into the designated lane before arriving at the intersection. Good. Yield right away to oncoming traffic. Yep, we want to do that. Stay in U-turn lane if marked on pavement. Very good. No need to look for pedestrians entering the crosswalk to your left. That's the one, okay? We need to always be cognizant of pedestrians, and they may be coming right into the intersection, right on the crosswalk, right when you're about to perform your U-turn. Okay, so we need to look over, make sure they're not there before performing our maneuver. If they are, we need to come to a complete stop. Okay. All right, so. Okay, and there's our answer. Very good. Okay, we're watching this video on 2-point turns, and I'm going to let you watch the video on your own. I'm going to go right to the answer. When performing a 2-point turn, all the following are true. Okay, so we have a nice picture of a residential neighborhood right here. Nice wide streets, no center line, cars parked on either side of the road. Which of the following are true except at the beginning, maneuver as close as possible to the right curb. That is correct. Make sure your wheels or bumper have cleared the target. That is not correct. All right, that's the one that we don't want to go as far as to the right as we can on a 2-point turn. So it should be this one right here. Make sure your wheels and bumper have cleared the target driveway before backing in. That is true. We didn't talk about it in our lecture, but we want to make sure that we've actually cleared the driveway before we start backing into it. Look all around 360 degrees before you start backing. That is true. And the preferred grip is 2 hands on the steering wheel and to use hand-to-hand turning. This is all correct. Okay, so make sure we got this one. Very good. All right, let's move along. Okay, commentary here. And this is another bonus question if you like the video for this one. So if you would please copy and paste our video there. Whoops, won't be able to do it. But if you copy and paste and then go to the commentary drive, please put a like there. Please leave a comment there. Why am I saying all this? Because I want you to be aware of your resources that you have available in our suite of videos. Okay, so I just want to bring your attention here really quickly to our entire suite at this point. Okay, so there are a lot of videos that I've already made about the course. I think there's over 30 of them. A lot of them are reviews of the lessons themselves, as you can see on the left. I also am trying to make reviews for every quiz, as you can see there. Okay, and I'm also providing different commentaries. There's not too much video out there that has commentary as far as regular driving is concerned. So I want to do that. And I also found that there's quite a few situations that are not they're just not out there on YouTube. So I also am doing my best to capture those and get them online as well. So there's a lot of commentary drives out there that I'm putting up, a lot of stuff about just situations that you would not find on YouTube. Okay. So on top of that, guys, we also have our playlists, and I try to put my videos into the playlist. But you can see our playlist for lesson 5 has 17 different videos that we can easily go to. So they've already been kind of weeded out for you, so to speak. So you don't have to go searching all over the internet. You can go right to our list of our suite of videos. And remember, especially the early suite of videos, they have all those chops videos, okay, which are wonderful. And you should definitely have gone over these videos before going out and doing these drives for the first time. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close that up. Okay. Number 6. Okay. 3-point turns. When performing a 3-point turn, all the following are true, except signal your intention to maneuver as close as you can to the right curb. Yep. Then signal left and crank the wheel all the way to the left. That is correct. Use smog technique before pulling all the way across the 2 lanes. Yeah. You can do this anywhere, even when there are blind hills and turns. No. We do not want you doing any type of turning around maneuver wherever there are blind hills, crest of the hills, and blind turns. We don't want you doing this in places where there's high speed or high volume. Okay, residential areas are very much the best place to be doing these. Okay, can you do them out in the country roads? Yes, but please do them where you have a long straightaway where you can see down your path of travel in either direction for like several seconds, like 10 seconds in either way, either direction. Okay. But if that's the case and you have like 5 to 10 seconds, yes, then you can perform them there. But we don't want you to perform them where there's only 2 to 5 seconds before oncoming traffic would crash into you. Okay. All right. So let's make sure this is correct. Yep. Very good. Let's continue. Okay, watch this video about parallel parking. Parallel parking is by far the most challenging maneuver to master, but if we're living in the city, we need to master it. Okay. Let's get to it. So, when performing parallel parking, all the following are true except signal your intentions to stay 2 feet away from the car on your right. That is correct. Use the corner of your right window and bumper of the car on the right as a reference point to crank the wheel to the right. That is correct. Return steering to straight when your mirror aligns with the car's right tail light. That's the one that's not going to be correct. Remember to use smog technique when pulling out. So this is the one. So if you recall our technique when we're doing our parallel parking, we want to straighten out our wheels when we see in our left mirror the full car of target 1 car behind us. Okay. This is one that and that's not the right answer. Okay. I'm going to double check on that one, but I am quite sure that the correct answer for this is number 3, guys. So return straight when your mirror aligns with the car's right tail light. I'm pretty sure this is the right answer. Okay, we will review that, and I will get back to you. In the meantime, for future users, please expect this answer to be letter C. Okay. Okay, so when we're doing perpendicular space parking, when performing brake parking in perpendicular space on the right, all the following are true except which one isn't? Signal your intentions and position your car in the A or B position when we're making a turn into it. Yes, so we want to get ourselves into the center of the lane as much as possible before making before perpendicular parking. So, and we're talking about parking on the right-hand side. If we are in the left-hand side, we're already farther than A. Okay, so but when we're parking to the right, we want to swing our car out to the left. In the at least B position, A position is preferred to give us and I mean like both wheels all the way out over the center line. That way we can get ourselves a nice angle to park. That's true. Start your turn when the passenger mirror lines up with a white parking line. That's true. Turn into the space, making sure that the body of your car clears the car. Okay, all of the above are true. There are none that are false. Okay, so this is the correct answer here. And make sure we're good. Yep, very good. Okay, so it is the last one, letter D. Okay. Okay, so parking on hills. When performing parking on hills, all the following are true except when parking uphill, crank the wheels to the left. So if you're parking on a hill, yes, crank your wheels to the left. Very good. When parked downhill, crank your wheels to the right. That is correct. When parking uphill or downhill, touch your wheel with the curb. That is correct too. So all these are correct. All these are stuff that you want to do when you're parking on a hill. Make sure that's in there as a correct answer. Very good. Yep. And the last one. Does slowing down the car and speeding up your hand movement really improve your maneuvers? The answer to that is yes, it really does. Okay, very good. Yep, so that's the right answer. And with the parallel parking, I've been thinking about this the whole time I've been doing this. Okay, this is your correct answer. Let's take a look at the video and make sure. I'm going to go right to the lesson 5 videos on parallel parking. There we go. It's a 3-minute video. Okay, and I want to turn off the video or the. Okay, so we have our car. Okay, and this is exactly what we want to do. This is the overview of what a parallel parking job is, right? And you'll see that he pulls up. Well, thought you would. Okay, so we want at least in maybe he does have commentary. Let's listen. In order to drive into such a spot easily, its length must be at least 1.5 times your car's body length.
Let's consider parallel parking situated on the right side of the road. The first step. Most cars have a small window on the back door, and it usually has a triangular shape. So, the car is in its starting position. The driver looks over his shoulder through the triangular window of the back door and drives backward.
Okay, so we're looking over our right-hand shoulder. We're looking through our little mirror here, and we're looking at this car here, and this is our view, okay? And remember, this is the little triangular mirror. But you could just think about this, the corner of that last window.
In a straight line. When the back end of the car on its right appears in that window, he turns the wheel to the right.
Okay, so when the back end appears at the corner, that's when we crank our wheel to the right. Okay, so that's a full crank. So again, slow car, fast hand. We'll watch him turn his wheel. Okay, here we go.
Our car starts to back into the space.
Okay, now notice he is moving while he is doing this. Okay, so if we are if we are stopped and we're doing this, it's fine. Just remember, we're going to have just a bit more maneuverability. And sometimes if the wheel's cranked all the way, we actually have to tap on the accelerator a little bit to get it to start moving again.
Second step. The driver looks into the left side mirror. When the right-hand corner of the car parked behind you appears in it, the driver puts the steering wheel into the straight forward position.
Okay, so when this part of the car, so the full amount of the car is in the rear view mirror or the side mirror on your left, that's when you straighten your wheels out. Now, again, can your car be stopped completely at this point? Absolutely. That's fine. Just remember, it's going to be a little bit more maneuverability. And the other thing is you may have to, depending on your car. Actually, I don't think when we're straightening out the wheels, we will not have to put any pressure on the accelerator. This is only when the wheels are cranked. So we're going to uncrank the wheels and make them straight.
The car moves in a straight line. The third step. The driver looks at the right side mirror. When it covers the tail light of the car in front, the driver turns the steering wheel to the left.
Okay, so think about that, all right? So somewhere in this area, of course, every car is different, so it's going to be a little different. But basically, when we line up our mirror with the taillights of this target car, this is when we want to, again, crank the wheel all the way again to the left. Now, we can stop the car. I'm going to repeat that. We can stop the car, crank the wheel all the way to the left, and then start again. Just remember, when our wheel's cranked, we may actually, depending on your car, have to tap, just gently push on the accelerator to get it going, and then again put our foot over the brake and use our brake to manage the speed.
Now our car is inside the parking space, and we only need to put it parallel to the curb. For this purpose, it is convenient to use the side mirror. Once you are parallel to the curb, immediately put the steering wheel into a straight forward position.
Okay, so at some point, the curb actually disappears in your rear mirror, okay? And that's the time when we're getting very close to it being parallel with the car being parallel with the curb, okay? But use your rear view mirror to manage this, and it should disappear and then reappear again. And when it reappears, that's when you want to straighten out your wheels as you're moving backwards, okay? So once you're in this position, then you can move your car and fix it up, so to speak. So if you're far from the curb here, if you know you're more than a foot away from the curb, this is the time to maneuver your wheel to the right and just go up gently to in front, and it's going to bring your car like that way. Okay, you can even bring your car to a stop again, then straighten out your wheel so that we can continue going straight. And you're up next to the curb now, and then you can put the car in stop and park and reverse it and put it right in between the two cars.
If necessary, you can now move forward or backward, putting your car in the middle of the parking space.
Okay. One last thing, guys, as a courteous driver, be a little cognizant of how much room the two cars have next to you to be able to pull out. Okay, so you don't want to park your car so it's literally right next to one of these two cars, unless, of course, this car in front of you can just pull away because it's the first one in the line of parked cars. Okay, but we never ever want to just park our car right up bumper to bumper with the car behind us. Okay, they'll never get a chance to get out, and they'll often bump into your car to get themselves out. So there's two very good reasons why we don't want to do that. So again, let's go to our question now. Okay, about parallel parking. Which one of these is not true? Return steering wheel straight when your mirror aligns with the car on the right's taillight. Oh, that did, okay, that was right. Use the corner of your right window and bumper of the car on the right as a reference point to crank the wheel to the right. Stay 2 feet away. Use smog when pulling out. These all look correct to me. Yeah, with on the car's right tail light. So yeah, that's correct. And the bumper of the car. Well, we want the right hand side, so I guess this is the right answer because we want to see the right. Let's see this. Let's take a look at the video again. Now I have to go back to it. Okay.
Let's consider parallel parking situated on the right side of the road. The first step. Most cars have a small window on the back door, and it usually has a triangular shape. So, the car is in its starting position. The driver looks over his shoulder through the triangular window of the back door and drives backwards in a straight line. When the back end of the car, on its right, appears in that window, he turns the wheel to the right.
Okay. It looks like every single one of our answers here are correct, guys. So everyone's going to get points for this. Mr. Wells is going to have to change this one around to make it correct, to make there be an answer. Okay, so that's the end of our video. That's the end of our entire thing. Yep. And it's good that I do make mistakes and I catch them and you can see them. That way, I think you can actually learn more than if it was just simply correct. So we reviewed all that. And I hope this video does help you. Look for me to make some amendment for this last one with parallel parking. And I apologize to all of you who answered any one of these right now, just so that you do get points. Let's just show you which one is the correct answer. Okay, so this one would be the one that will get you the points. Okay, that's it for today. Remember to, if you see a veteran, please remember to thank him for his service, him or her for her service. And as always, drive safely.